Devil thought he had me, then I scream. Devil thought he had me, then I scream. Yeah, hey. Ain't no weapons formed against me gonna prosper. Plenty angels round me backing like some mob stuff.
Blessings, brothers and sisters. My name is Afam, and I am from Sword of Zion. We're a new church coming together to bring back the children of Israel. All right, let's begin by, I want to give my testimony. So I was on this journey studying about who we are as a people. Are black people the so-called Jews? I was perplexed and I said to myself, could this be true? Long story short, I was working in, what's it called? I think it's called Samsung store in Oxford Street. And a Jewish man came in. You know, the same kind of Jews that we see with the tall hats and the curly stuff, all this kind of things. And I asked him and I said, look, brother, I've been trying to study if we are the children of Israel. And he said to me, yes, you are. He said, your people are the children of Israel, but they have gone astray because they refused to turn to the Most High. So it shows you, everybody knows that we are the children of Israel, but the children of Israel, okay? So check this. I did more research. It says, I found out that Nigeria is actually a corporation. So all this time I've been calling myself a Nigerian man. Come to think of, Nigeria is actually a corporation. I did more research. And that's the thing. You say you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book, because they don't read. They don't pick up the Bible. Look at the state of our community. We want to point at white people, I'm talking to us as men. We're the men of our household. We can't control our women. Every other nation, they control their women. But we don't control our women. We can't say certain things to them without them getting upset and getting angry. Anyway. All right, we're going to go to Matthew 10, verse 6. Check this out. Who did Christ come for? Who did Christ come for? Because Christ said, I've come for a certain set of people. When I'm coming back, I'm coming for a set of people who are oppressed, who are downtrodden on, who are suffering in this lifetime right now. Who are the people who are suffering right now? Who are the people getting gunned down by the feds in America? Who are the people in every single country you go to are at the bottom? You go to Brazil, they're at the bottom. You come to England, they're at the bottom. You go to their own nation, even in Africa, they're still at the bottom. Who are these people who are at the bottom no matter wherever you go? Let's read this. Matthew, what's it?
Matthew 10 and 5.
Matthew 10, verse 5. Let's go.
Yeah, give me the mic. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles.
How they said, go not into the way of the Gentiles. Do you know what that means? That means don't follow the way other nations do. We are supposed to be a set-apart people. You go to Stamford Hill and you see those Jews and how they operate. That's how we should be operating, set apart. But you want to mingle with everybody else. You want to mingle with these other nations. Every other nation take pride in being separate. Indians, Pakistanis, they take pride in their culture and staying as one people. The black man is the only one who wants to mingle with everybody else, but he doesn't want to fix his own community first. Fix your community first before you want to jump in bed with other nations.
And enter into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So you see there, it's a commandment that we must go into the lost sheep of Israel. So who are the lost sheep? I just said to you, I researched and tried to find out where Nigeria came from. Nigeria was a corporation by a company called Unilever. So who are we? We are the people who the Bible talks about, the lost sheep. And the Most High said, stop mingling with other nations. Get your people in order. Look at our community. But we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. It said, this shall be a sign to show who the lost sheep are. This shall be a sign. So Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. Check this out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord your God.
So you can see here in Deuteronomy 28, there was a covenant. Let's start from the beginning. There was a covenant, a blood covenant made between Israel and these God. And they said this is an everlasting covenant that will last forever and ever and ever. And lots of other people, other nations know about this covenant, which in him and his people. That's the creator of this world. He made a covenant. And he said, look, I've given you two options. You can either follow me and you get this, or you cannot follow me and you get that. So we're going to go and show you what happened when we didn't follow him. So this shall be a sign to show who are the children of Israel on this earth.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord your God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes.
Stop there. So it shows that there are things that as Hebrews, as children of the Most High, we must observe and which we must be keeping till now, till this day. Read.
Which I commanded you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So, cursed shall thou be in the city. Do you know one thing Harriet Tubman said? She said, I could have freed a lot more slaves if they would have known that they were actually slaves. Black people think they're free. You ain't free. A free man can go to a shop and buy something from his own people. If you want to go to the shop to buy something, when was the last time you exchanged your money with another black person? Answer that question. When was the last time you exchanged your money with another black person? The only time you exchange money with another black person is in church. And what does that church do for your community? Ask your pastor that. What does he do for your community? There's still stabbings going on. There's still black boys being killed every single day. What does he do for your community? Your so-called tithes that you're giving. What has he done for your community? Read.
Cursed shall thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land.
See, cursed shall be thy body. The Most High gave us dietary laws. He said, don't eat this, don't eat that. You can eat this. But your church says, oh, that's all been done away with. We don't have to, we can eat whatever we want. But the Most High said you shouldn't. But then come to think of it, how many black people are dying now of heart disease, of cancers, of osteoporosis, all these kind of illnesses that is affecting our DNA. Do you know that our DNA is different to other nations' DNA? So the same food that we eat will affect us differently than it will affect other people. So if the Most High is saying that you shouldn't eat a certain thing, it's because he's trying to protect you. He's trying to guide you. But you are what the Most High calls you a stiff. Find that scripture for me quickly. Here's how the Most High describes you.
Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed thou shalt be when thou goest out.
Cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Look how we are as black people, as black people. When we're driving and we see the police car behind us, straight away we're afraid. Why do we have that fear within us? Especially if you haven't even done anything wrong, you have that fear within you. You have that fear within you. Why? Because you're cursed when you go out. You're cursed when you go in. The Most High made it that way. Because you chose what? Not to follow the laws and the commandments of the Most High. You chose to mingle with everybody else rather than trying to fix your community. I say to you, here's the Bible. Oh, don't give me that Bible. It's a white man's book. I show you that the Bible is not a white man's book. In actual fact, it's a black man's book. It describes what Christ looks like as being a black man. But you still say, oh, it's all fairy tales. It's all, I don't want to believe that. What the hell with you? You're going to perish with your enemies if you don't turn away from their ways and turn to the Most High. Keep reading.
The Lord shall send upon thee cursings, vexations, and rebuke in all thou settest thy hand unto to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
So you see here, that shows you the curses that will fall upon and be shown to the children of Israel. That's how you show who are the children of Israel in this current time.
Verse 28, and the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness.
What's the percentage of how many black people are currently suffering from mental illness and in the mental homes? Have you checked? Why is this happening? The Most High said, this is going to be a sign for my children because they are refusing to follow my ways. Instead of following my ways, they want to follow everybody else. They want to follow what the white man's doing. They want to follow what the Chinese man is doing. They want to follow what everybody else is doing. But what is written in the Bible, it don't make no sense. What is written in the Bible will bring change in our community. We say, oh, why is our community the way it is? Because we ain't following the Bible. Have you ever not asked yourself these questions? You got so many churches in the hood. So many churches in the hood. But your community is still going down in feathers. Your community is still poor. So many churches. Why is our community still the way it is? Because you're reading the Bible, but you ain't reading the Bible. You ain't following what the Bible says. You ain't been taught the laws and commandments of the Most High. Do you know, today let's go over some laws and some commandments of the Most High so we can see how these laws and commandments would help our community. But you know, because our community is a lawless one. We are lawless. Yes, we are oppressed. But still, within our oppression, we can still function really well. How? Because when we were taken out of slavery, the people in Alabama or wherever, Wall Street. Yeah, so they came out of slavery, and then they were able to build Black Wall Street. Those were people who just freshly came out of slavery. How were they able to do that? Even though they were still being oppressed. Look at people like Nat Turner. His revolution came about from him reading the Bible. First, he was told to read the Bible through the eyes of the white man to pacify the other slaves. But when he started reading the Bible the right way, he then began to find out who he was in the Bible. And that led to what? A revolution. Read and watch the history of Nat Turner.